we go.
That's a fucking healthy pour. Thank you, sir.
Ramen clock started.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back, you motherfuckers.
Welcome back, Brent.
Hey, man, it's been a couple of days.
It has been. I feel like every time we start this, we say it's been a few days.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been a few hours, but no, it's Memorial Day weekend is over.
Yep.
We had different things to do.
Dude, kids' lives have taken over our lives.
Soccer all weekend.
Dude, I got a volleyball tournament next weekend, all weekend, and Ella's graduating from middle school on Friday.
No.
Yep.
I don't like it.
She got her nails done. It's a whole thing. It's a lot.
Fucking A. What else going on, man? How's the job site? How's life? How's fucking everything? Everything's going fast, man.
Everything's going super fast. Had a busy week. Went to 2 concerts back to back.
So who'd you see?
We saw Hardy.
Oh, you fucking dick. Okay, yeah. Cool.
Dude, pit tickets.
Yeah.
Thank you, Renee.
Like right there.
Dude, we were 30 feet from Hardy.
I went to a Morgan Wallen show because Hardy opened for him.
Okay.
Like I really like Hardy.
You know what's funny too is we went and partied, got some food, and then just went. Renee does nothing less than VIP.
Of course not.
So we went back in the VIP area, got a bunch of drinks. We only watched Hardy. I don't know who else was there.
Yeah.
Just because we didn't.
There
was country music in the background. I don't know.
Somebody opened for him.
So
because he's technically, like, I hate to say that he's a country musician. I don't think that he would qualify.
Right.
But he would tour with country music artists. He's in that circle.
He's kind of, I hate to akin him to kind of like Kid Rock, kind of like country rock.
Yeah.
He's more almost to me like Southern rock.
Yeah.
Like if Lynyrd Skynyrd of the modern day, kind of, there's definitely that heavy country undertone, but there's a lot of rock in his stuff too.
Well, and he writes a lot of these hits for these country singers, so I think that if he wanted to go that way, he could, but I think he's just in a league of his own, man, in a genre of his own, and I dig it, dude. I really like him.
Oh, yeah. And he's written like 250 songs.
Oh, yeah.
His stats are insane.
He's got them all. He's got everything.
Oh, yeah. He's super good.
Yeah. So, okay. So you saw Hardy.
Hardy.
Got it. Cool.
Yep.
Thanks. Okay.
But got back to the hotel room at 1.
From after parties or?
From the concert and everything. By the time we got back, 1 o'clock. Got up at 5:30 and went to work.
See, I'm not doing that.
I got to work and everybody was like, "Hey, bud, you made it." And I was like, "Oh," like a Red Bull deep. Like, don't fucking talk to me.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Then on Friday night, I met up with my buddy Drew, who's I've known since I was like 14.
Okay.
Hardcore old school punk rocker.
Okay.
Used to have like he knows about the podcast. I don't know how much he listens, but if you do, Drew, thank you.
Thanks, Drew, if you do, and fuck you if you don't. Somebody will point this out to you.
Oh, yeah. Had a big-ass mohawk in high school, safety pin through the nose, the whole bondage pants and the leather jacket. So we went and saw the Cockney Rejects, D.I., Narcoleptic Youth, and the Knuckleheads at the Observatory in Santa Ana. So
Packed house?
It was for a punk rock show. There were a bunch of people there.
Yeah. Okay.
So very funny, different juxtaposition. Spent all night. I didn't get in the pit. Drew hopped in, but it was funny. D.I., one of the bands we saw, he was like, the last time I was here at the Observatory seeing D.I., I broke my ankle in the mosh pit.
Yeah, and we're too old for that shit now.
Oh, yeah. And Drew, I want to say Drew is, I think Drew's 40 at least. He's pretty close. Yeah, I think he's pretty close to my age. But he's like, I told my wife I wouldn't get hurt in the mosh pit. He hopped in the pit at one point, but we were right on the edge of the pit.
Yeah.
The entire show. We sat there shoving people around. There was a dude that got in the mosh pit. The only way I can describe him is Shrek was a real-life human.
Really?
This dude was as tall as you, but wider. He was just this massive dude. Something happened. He split his eyebrow open. So he's bleeding everywhere. He gets the bleeding to stop. He just walks into the middle of the pit. just arms out like, oh, and people are shoving him and he's pushing people around. There were these 2 girls in the mosh pit the whole night. It was crazy.
Sounds like a really good time.
So it was wild.
So I got invited to a concert for a guy, Kaleo? It's Kaleo.
Okay.
Kaleo. I think it's Kaleo.
Okay.
The best vocals I've ever heard on a person ever.
Really?
Oh, dude, so he sings that song "Way Down We Go." Mm-hmm. So, but that's his old song, dude. He got on the mic, and my buddy Bobby invited me, and I think Bobby's going to pick up the podcast, and his guy that he works with, Jeff, and maybe the spouses. We'll see, maybe the wives. If so, hey, thanks for picking us up. We appreciate you guys. If not, whatever. We'll figure it out next time I see you. But he was like, yeah, no, we're going to go to the show, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I like hanging out with Bobby. He's a good dude. He's the one who took us to he's the one who has the suite at House of Blues.
Oh, yeah.
So he was like, oh, come down, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, all right. I know Way Down We Go. I don't really know anything else that this dude sings.
Okay.
So I'm like whatever. We'll have a good time no matter what. I mean, when you're in VIP, you have a great time. And if you have a real bad time, then the problem's you.
You are the bad time.
Yeah, you're the not good time. So we went and we hung out, and this guy gets on the mic, man, and he just starts fucking singing. And I we're talking, and I was just like, what the fuck is that? And this dude, he could turn it on, bro. Like, he had range. He was like fucking real, like raspy, like not like the guy from Yellowstone.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
This is gonna fuck with me now. Bro, I've been having trouble remembering anything lately. You guys know what I'm talking about. Whatever. Anyways, raspy voice, kind of like raspy, not as deep. Ryan Bingham.
Okay,
I'm sorry, Brian Bingham. So not as raspy as Ryan Bingham, but like had that rasp in there, and then changed it up and like sung like you would think that Justin Timberlake came on to the set.
Wow.
Like, he switched it up to that, and I was like, how does he do that? Like, he just fucking instantly did it. And he's like whistling like the song, because you go to a concert, they got the background music playing. Yeah. House of Blues, you don't have that option, man. You're there to rock, and you fucking play that small venue, and it was packed. That fucking place was packed.
Nice.
And I was like, I didn't know this many people. I'm missing out.
Yeah.
The guy fucking killed it, man. He could fucking best vocalist I've ever heard ever.
Wow.
Ever.
Wow.
And I like to go to concerts and shows and shit, just fucking killed it. And I was like, I'm going to download some of this guy's songs, because he has really good songs, but he, vocally, I don't think anybody can touch him.
That's wild.
I was very surprised.
Well, I love finding an artist like that. It's I love Adele.
Yeah.
Because that woman gets up there and, opens her mouth, and she sings, and literally the first time I heard her sing, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Everybody, and you just kind of
yeah.
So we watch American Idol. Yeah. And people are like, I'm going to do an Adele song. Kendra and I was don't. Like Whitney Houston and Adele.
Yeah.
You don't sing their songs.
You don't have those ranges.
Right. So this guy sounds like he could.
This guy could
hold his
fucking
own.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, he sounds better live than he does on the radio with all the auto-tuning and all the exact things that you can put into a CD, to make it sound perfect.
Yeah.
He sounds 10 times better in person.
That's amazing.
I was like, dude, it fucking blew me away.
Generally, it's the other way around.
Yeah.
You're
I've been to shows where I'm like,
what the fuck?
I'm like, what is this guy even saying? There's, the House of Blues is small. It's not a big venue. And I've been to shows and I've been like, this guy's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And they're good artists, and I'm like,
sure.
Fuck, I wasted my money coming here, But this guy was like, first of all, how did I never realize? Because I really liked Way Down We Go when it came out. Couldn't have never told you who sung it.
Sure.
This guy, apparently, but when we found out we were going to go to that show, I was like, okay, so let me look through some songs. Found Way Down We Go. Put on some other songs, man. Really couldn't vibe to him. And then I saw him in concert, and now I'm like, all right, let me go back and re-listen. Because, now I have a fresh view on it.
Sure.
He's so much better in person, man. The guy just fucking, he killed it, dude. I can't say enough good things about this guy. Young guy, too. Just came out in cowboy boots and a cowboy hat and fucking just, I wouldn't say that he sings country. He sings country-ish music, but I guess he would be classified as country, but he had like bass guitarist, another guitarist. He played the whole fucking time. He played like 7 guitars while we were there.
Damn.
He kept switching them out. He had a guy on the fucking harmonica, like, bro, I'm telling you. And what's the little ones that they used to play like in medieval times? The fucking
a lute or lyre?
Probably, yeah. He had like the guy who played the harmonica also had that, dude. Like, and a drummer, and the drummer was fucking dope, dude.
Nice.
Like, it was like fucking. I wish you guys could have gone.
Yeah.
And I told Bobby, I said, next time this guy's in town, he goes, dude, I saw him last year. That's the reason I got tickets for this year.
Wow.
He's
That
like,
good, huh?
Oh, like, he passed up other shows to go to this one.
Dude, I'm down. I love music.
Yeah.
And I love live music. And if you find a good artist like that, that's so awesome to go see.
Like, bro, like, I can't, like, I'm like fangirling this guy, dude. Like, I was like blown away. I'm like, there's no way this guy sounds like that.
Yeah.
And like, so in his songs, like, he has whistle parts. He actually whistles them. I'm like, how do you not fuck that up?
Dude, I whistle all the time. I'd be like...
Yeah, like, I whistle the same way every time, but I could not whistle the same way every time, you know? Like, I don't, just on point. This guy just fucking, just on point, man. It was a, like, really good show, man, and he fucking, his vocals, man, I'll tell you what, I'll put him up against anybody.
Nice.
And I've seen a lot of motherfuckers, you know, and I think people are good. I think people are really good.
Sure.
But you know, when they stop singing and their song keeps going, that wasn't the case here, dude. Like, he stopped singing and fucking there was nothing going but the fucking other music, the fucking guitars and shit. I was like, this is fucking awesome.
Wow.
So if you've never seen him, I would recommend it. You are not wasting your money.
Well, I want to check him out now.
Dude, fucking Kaleo. I think it's Kaleo.
Kaleo? Okay.
I think so. I don't know. You know me. I don't fucking... Whatever. I don't fact check.
We'll be all right.
I didn't know who he was before I went, and I kind of know who he is.
Hey, if he listens to us, DM us.
Mm-hmm.
Shattered Wisdom Podcast on Instagram. He is Shattered Wisdom _Jerett. I am Shattered Wisdom _Jack.
Hit us up.
So hit us up, Khalil, and then invite us backstage to one of your concerts so I can really get a...
Dude, I like...
experience.
Now that we've fucked around and found out, man, what do you want to talk about?
Today we're going to talk about leadership. Hang on.
We got a bunch of things to do, though.
It's blowing me up.
You want to shameless and promote us first?
Yes, again, Shattered Wisdom Podcast on Instagram. Like I said earlier, he is Shattered Wisdom _Jerett. I am Shattered Wisdom _Jack. More importantly, YouTube. Go on YouTube. Yes. We've been putting out a lot of shorts. JJ has been firing up the short making machine.
Yeah, if you want to see us, I mean, like we do videos. We're recording right now, and you know, like when I walked into your office and nobody knew who the fuck I was, I'm like, hey, you know,
you don't see us.
You don't watch YouTube's, motherfucker. But yeah, I mean, it gives you a different perspective, right? Rather than just listening to it, you can watch it. I mean, and it's different. You get a different. I mean, you view it. So like if you listen to the radio versus if you watched a music video back in the day, like it's just different.
Yeah.
So, and we appreciate it if you go over there because we like to get some money.
We do. That'd be nice. We put our sign up too. Thank you, Alvaro.
Thank you, Alvaro. This thing is fucking sick.
I know. I'm digging it.
I didn't think it was going to be this. Like I thought maybe he was going to get like a piece of sheet metal and like cut it out or whatever because he's got, you know, the machines or whatever. Like he was like how he does flasks and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be that.
Yeah.
I did not expect this.
That was pretty dope.
This is fucking sick.
Yeah, I'm happy with it how it came out. So yeah, I feel like we're got her dialed in pretty good now.
Yeah.
So, but yes, go to YouTube, Shattered Wisdom Podcast, and check us out. Ooh, Senior's going to be out in a couple weeks. He said, "Let's get together. I want to make some more screenshots." So we have gone from broadcast to screenshots. I was like, whatever you want, Dad.
Oh, hey. Whatever.
He's super excited.
We'll call that episode screenshots.
Screenshots. He wants to do at least one. We'll see if we can probably squeeze a couple out of him.
Yeah, we can get something going.
He's excited to be here. So, shall we do a question and then we'll get into the topic?
Yeah, let's draw something.
All right, what we got here?
Guys, the box is getting low. We need.
I know. You see this?
We need
help.
We need some listeners to... And don't forget, man, if you send in a question, you get a T-shirt or a hat or something. You
get put your name on it and answer it. This is a big one.
That's a big one.
Ooh, this is a Tina question.
Ooh, thank you, Tina. We love Tina. Oh, no. I'm scared now.
You shouldn't be. Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? Tina said, I would rather fight 100 duck-sized horses. I don't think I can handle being hit by a giant duck.
Force. Can you imagine just getting packed in your chest? Just bang.
Oh, dude, that beak is so hard. It'd probably break your ribs.
You'd probably die. It'd probably put your ribs through your heart, dude. Like, you'd probably die.
100 duck-sized horses.
100 duck-sized horses for sure.
Can I wear, like, shin guards?
Right.
I've been doing a lot of kicking.
Yeah. Because they're going to be fast and they're going to be charging at you. But
oh, yeah.
I'll just stomp them to death.
Yeah.
I got big fucking feet. I'll probably get three together.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you'd be tired, but I think I could do it.
I'll be exhausted. I could die.
And imagine, though, a duck the size of a horse that flies. That thing flies and lands on
terrifying.
you. You're not hiding anywhere.
Speaking of ducks, dude, there was a duck in my pool this week.
Was there?
Yeah.
There have been ducks in my pool.
I was like, Hunter came in. He's like, "There's a duck in the," because the pool's warm. It's like 78 to 80, like.
But
right
my
now.
pool's 75.
Yeah, I'm like, so I'm like, go outside and swim. He goes outside, comes running back in. There's a duck in the pool.
Call David.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what color is it? Does it need to get shot?
Is it in season?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, it's my backyard.
Yeah, dude, get a BB gun. No one will
Yeah,
know.
but we get a lot of birds. Like pigeons, they think the backyard's theirs.
Yeah.
They sit and judge us while we're in the pool.
Yeah.
They're like, get the fuck out of our fucking water hole.
Yeah. I get little sparrows.
Yeah.
But they shit.
Fucking everywhere.
Everywhere. We had friends over this weekend,
Yeah.
and I was like, girls, we need to clean up the backyard. And we put the pool fence up.
Yeah.
Just because we had we had been gone, so we keep Murphy from getting over by the pool.
Yeah.
They sit on the pool fence, and they shit. So there's like a perfectly straight line of all these little bird shits. It's all over the chairs. Like, I spent all this time just hosing off bird crap.
Yeah.
Bastards.
By the fire pit, those chairs, they just sit there and shit.
Yeah, all day.
That and the little birds have 3 nests now in my grotto.
Oh, damn.
They just won't stop.
No.
So I told JJ we're gonna put up a net. Like on the front side, we're gonna put up a net like with some hooks and hang it, and then on the back side, like like the door like curtains that you split in the middle and they come magnet back. We're gonna put that on the back door.
I actually think I have some bird screen. So before you go buy some, I have some because I put it over my garden.
I'm like, I fucking dude, I can't. Every time that we're like doing something in the backyard, I'm like, all right, well, I gotta go clean up the bird shit. And our pool guy was like, hey, can you get rid of these birds because they're throwing your pH balance off in the pool?
Yeah.
All their shit is fucking not good for the pool.
Yeah, and then when you want to have people over, just take the little bird net off.
Yeah, that's my plan. And cool. I can't fucking stand it. Dude, there's bird shit everywhere.
Yeah, it's a problem.
And JJ won't let me shoot him.
That's another problem.
That's probably my biggest problem.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, get rid of him right now. All right, what do you want to talk about?
So today we're going to talk about leadership and what it takes to be a good leader, as we think. I think you and I were raised by 2 very strong alpha leader men, and I think that really helped shape us kind of into the people that we are today. But you and I both are in leadership positions.
Right.
So I think it's very apropos, if you will.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're going to talk about that.
All right, why don't you lead me through it? Because...
Lead you to it. So, there's a million different leadership styles.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right? And I don't think any one is the right one.
I don't think it's a one-size-fits-all. I think it's the same... I think leadership is the same thing as friendship, right? Like, you have to kind of understand who you're with.
Yeah, you got to play to your audience.
Yes.
So I crack the joke all the time on the job sites is some people you have to whip and some people you have to pat.
Yeah.
And you have to tell them you're very pretty and you're doing such a good job. And other people, like, if you don't fucking move your ass, I'm going to burn your house down. And they'll go, yes, sir. And they'll work super hard. Just everybody requires a different stimulus.
Right.
And, I've read a lot of leadership books. We have to set performance and development goals at work. So pretty much every year, one of mine is to read at least one leadership book. So like The Art of War by Sun Tzu.
Dude, if you're in prison and you're in one of these prison gangs, it's fucking mandatory. You have to read that book.
It's a great book.
Oh, I've never read it, but I've never been in prison. But
I haven't either.
But I heard like just a good read. It's a very good and like teaching tool. Like it's a very good read and teaching tool. And he was onto something.
Yep. And then obviously Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink. I listened to that one. I listened to a book called It's Your Ship, which was written by a Navy captain.
Okay.
Very interesting. That was a very interesting read. Embrace the Suck was written by a Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
All this stuff is kind of like a lot of like leadership themed books.
Okay.
And I've gone through a bunch of this stuff and kind of cherry picked things that I thought.
Because you're not supposed to apply it all, right?
No, it's too much.
And it's a lot of situational.
Yes.
Like so if you're out there and you're listening, everything is the situation that you're in.
Yep.
It's never one size fits all. And if that works for you good at one place, it might not work good for you at another. I mean, it's just you got to lead by feel, really. Like how do your people react?
Right.
And you gotta know that. Like that's rule number one. What motivates your people? Are they motivated by gifts and promises and money,
Yep.
or threats? And you got to tell them how it is and what it is. Like how do they perform better?
Yeah. And I'm a more of a flies with honey kind of guy.
Yeah, 100%.
But you have to pour a little bit of vinegar on people every now and then.
Every once in a while, because you got to let them know. Like, and I tell everybody too. Like, we're friends after 5 o'clock. But here, this is my job. This is your job. We could be friends after 5 o'clock. But just because we're friends and we're buddies and we hang out and you come over to my house and if you fuck something up, you don't get a pass. Like,
no.
Like I can't. As a leader, you can't be like, well, it's cool because you're my buddy, because other people notice that.
Yes.
So and then it's favoritism. It's all kinds of problems, and it's an HR nightmare for you.
Right.
So if you hang out with your guys and your subordinates, that's fine and dandy. A lot of bosses won't come hang out though. A lot of like owners of companies won't meet you after for drinks and things like that. It is frowned upon because if you don't invite everybody in the company, it's a favoritism thing.
Right.
So it's a fucking dangerous line that you walk being nice to your people.
Right. And so a couple things we got written on the board here. One is power is psychology.
Yeah.
It's influence.
Yeah.
And it's strategy.
100%.
So I had a superintendent that I used to work for, and he would tell me, if you want to be a good superintendent, you have to be a master manipulator. You have to, people need to do what they're told.
Right.
We have a schedule. For me especially, it's easy because I've got a schedule. I've got a set of contract documents. This is the end goal we need to reach. This is how we're going to get there. This is the path, not saying that never a schedule have I built or followed in construction has been 100% linear.
They're as much as you try to plan, you never plan for everything.
Yeah. I would say we have an 85. If you have an 85% hit rate,
oh, you're doing fucking well.
You're crushing.
Yeah.
If you have a 90% hit rate, our upper management's like, you're lying.
Yeah. What'd you fuck up?
Yeah.
What'd you cut? You forgot something. You forgot something. Now I got to send somebody out to see what it is.
Yeah. So if we're hitting 85%, I even joke with the guys on my job site. I go, look, guys, if I keep 75% of you happy in a day, it's a good day.
It's a great day.
It's a great day. I'm that's really good. But it's easy for me to be like, okay, I set the tone. I set the plan. This is my logistics plan. This is my schedule. This is what we're going to build. This is how we're going to get here. Mm-hmm. But I like to develop a plan, and then anyone else that's working on it with me, come take a look at it, back check me, and give me your advice.
And it's good to put fresh eyes on everything.
Yes.
Like I do that a lot. So I quote a lot of things, but I don't just write it up and send it to the customer.
Yeah.
I write it up, send it to somebody like, hey, does this make sense? Do you understand where it's going? Does the pricing look right? Is everything on here correct? Because I've had the worst thing that I think you can do in a professional setting is misspelling of words.
Oh, yeah.
So I will be like, check my grammar, check everything for me, please, because the last thing that I want is for them to be like, oh, this guy's fucking stupid.
Yeah, he can't even spell.
Yeah. So, and we have all these things now that you can go through spell checks and all your things, but I still don't trust that, dude. Like I need eyes on it, because if you repeat words or miss something and it doesn't make sense, if it doesn't flow correctly, all your words can be spelled right, but if it doesn't flow right, you need to change it.
Right. But I think that's a really good trait as a leader, to ask other people their opinion on what you're doing in some way. Sure. It's humbling.
Oh yeah. And
I've never been an arrogant leader. I've never been somebody who brags a lot, who boasts a lot. We do something well, I'm like, fuck yeah, we did a good job.
Yeah.
Right. People talk like, how's it going out there? I go, the team's doing great.
Yeah.
We're doing this.
Yeah.
So part of developing a plan and then get everybody in on it, everybody then owns a piece of it.
Yeah.
I might still be driving the bus.
Right.
But we've all figured out the seats that we're taking and the route we're going to take, and we're going to do this. I love having a team. I like being at the head of the team. That's great with me, but I like having ownership and having everybody have a bit of ownership too, because then if something happens, I can go to somebody and go, hey, man, I don't want to sit there and scream and yell. And I've always been taught, like, that's not a good way to lead people.
People usually tune out really fast.
Yeah.
Like, if you're yelling at them and they I mean, like, it's a defense mechanism. You just shut down and you're just not in it anymore.
Or they panic.
Yeah.
And then they panic and then they just do a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
And they almost compound it. They almost make something worse. So it's easier if somebody owns it, where you can go to them and go, what'd you do wrong?
Yeah.
And they can kind of tell you, okay, this is how we're going to fix it. This is how we're going to correct it. This is what we're going to do moving forward. And there are times you got to be that asshole. There's times you got to yell at people. I've done it on my job sites a bunch. But people know me well enough where they go, oh, you got Jack to yell? Oh,
yeah, that's
man, you really fucked up what happened. And they'll kind of talk through and they go, yeah, well, did you do this? Did you do that? Did you do this? And they go, oh, well, you should have, maybe.
Well, and for me, like, if you know that you fucked something up, I just want you to have a solution. How are we going to fix it? What's your game plan going forward? Because if you have a good explanation, like because you know you fucked something up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
If you're like, hey, I fucked that up, but here's what I'm going to do to reconcile my mistake. Great, go do that.
Right.
Like, okay, like you own it. Like, and that's like extreme ownership too. Like, you own that. And if you know, like, hey, you know, I know I fucked up, man, but this is my game plan. This is what I'm gonna do. What do you think? Like, and you pass it back, man. Like, hey, this is what I thought I could do. What do you think? Or did you have an idea? Because obviously you noticed the same thing. How would you approach it?
Right.
But come correct, man. Don't be like, oh, I didn't mess up. You did.
Yeah. Oh no. Don't. I'll find it.
It's right here. It's on paper, and you can't fight fucking facts, man. You can't black and white, dude. Like, I don't care what your excuse is. If it says this thing on this paper, that's all it is.
Yep. And I really like setting an expectation for somebody, but allowing them to get there their own way.
Right.
It's like, I need this by this certain time.
Yeah.
I don't care how you do it. I want to see you, be efficient.
Right.
But I'm going to allow you to do it. If you have some questions, come talk to me.
Right.
If you're going to do something that I've done before that I screwed up, I'll tell you in advance, hey, word of advice. You should maybe try this and this, and I'll be very humble and open and honest because I did that and I screwed that up so bad.
Well, and you spend enough time in any industry, you're going to know all the mistakes that can be made because you've either done them or seen them.
Yep.
So you're like, I tell I call them my kids, but I tell all the kids, like, there's dudes around you've been doing this 20, 30 years. They're your best source of advice.
Yeah.
And if you don't ask them, they're not telling you.
Right.
They're not, like, the old school guys, they're not giving up their secrets. You have to go drag that out of them. You have to want to learn from them for them to give you anything.
But that's another good example of a couple characteristics of a good leader. Number one, like, your willingness to learn.
Yes.
Number two, your motivation.
Right.
Like, no one's going to make you a leader if you're just sitting there and you think in your head, I'm going to be the president of the company someday. I just need them to recognize my talent.
Yeah.
If you're not, I deserve it. If you're not working towards it and taking steps towards it and asserting yourself and being willing to make calls, even if it might be the right call, if you're not showing that drive and asking those questions, no one's ever going to look at you like a leader. They're going to go, you just shut up and do what you're told. You're a fucking sheep. You'll never be a shepherd.
So my dad told me all of the time, be careful what you say to people and how you treat people, because you never know where you're going to end up.
Yep.
So if they become your boss down the road and you're a piece of shit to them, like, they're going to make your life fucking hard. Like, people have long memories, man. Like, they might forget, but they don't forget.
Oh yeah.
So out there, man, like, I get it, dude. I've worked at some places and I'm like, this guy's a fucking idiot. I know more than him, or I know more people than him, or whatever. Or, like, I had a boss, he would call me in the morning before our sales calls and say, like, hey, who'd you see? Who'd you talk to? What's their name? What's going on? And then he would use my stuff to report on. And I'm like, smooth. Like I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good plan. If you got no fucking things, man, call your people and be like, oh, what's going on? And then he would be like, oh, yeah, I got this guy over here who's getting ready to start this. I'm like, now I know you're not doing shit. Like, for sure.
But that's a good thing as a someone who's up and coming, like there's two things you learn from people: what you want to be and what you don't want to be.
Yeah.
And I've probably spent more time learning from people about what I don't want to be.
Yeah.
And seeing, I have a face that says, talk to me.
Dude, I'm like, I tell JJ all the time, like, does my face just say, come talk to me?
Dude, I make friends everywhere, but people just tell me stuff. Like, people unload some heavy stuff on me, and I'm like, ooh. But, especially in, like, the work world, I get a lot of people that talk to me, and it's because I do a bit of politicking at work, like in the morning. I go on a walk in the morning. Stop by, say hi. I know, we got 120 people on my job site now. I probably know 50 of them by name. And I'll go up, hey, Rob, what's going on, bud? Hey, how you doing? Caleb, how you doing, bud? Good to see you. What's going on? How are your kids? Fist bump. Hey, Jack, what's going on? So I do enough politicking and, hey, man, what's going on? What are you guys working on? Oh, this, and I'll start listening. And, man, Jack, this fucking guy, that, this, and that. So you just pick up little bits and pieces here and there, and sometimes people will just kind of light into you. About maybe somebody who's in authority position over both of you, and that's this shared catharsis. But I am always taking that away, like, oh, they don't like that they do that. Oh, yeah, I can see that. I don't like that either.
Yeah,
they don't like the way they do that. And I go, oh, I shouldn't do that. And so, I think kind of, you said it. We talked about earlier. There is no one style that's great. It's you got to pick and choose what's best for you, and then your audience. I think you nailed it best by knowing your audience.
Well, like you said, to 85%, maybe that guy doesn't fall in the 85%.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But if it's a drastic, like everybody's like, hey, this guy fucking sucks, then you suck.
Yeah, if everybody's always the problem, you're the problem.
Yeah, 100%.
And, if you start reading leadership books, and like we'll point to The Prince by Machiavelli. So Machiavellianism is a really ruthless form of leadership if you really read The Prince by Machiavelli. But The Art of War by Sun Tzu had a lot of the same kind of characteristics. So Machiavellian point of view is very much a fan of a public execution.
Right, yeah, we've talked about that,
Yeah, you chop one of their heads, you bring them out in the center of the square, you bring all the people out, you cut one of their heads off and tell them why, and then you expect everyone else to fall in line because you made a public example. Yeah. There are some of those same tones in The Art of War by Sun Tzu.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. So it's a very strong, kind of like ruthless leadership style, but sometimes you have to do that.
Okay.
Sometimes if you get put into it, sometimes, a lot of times you'll get put onto some accounts that are failing. I'll get put on a job site that's having a lot of problems and someone's acting up and everybody does this stuff and you kind of come out and go, you know what? You take somebody's head off publicly and go, we're not fucking around anymore.
Yeah. This is
and people will go, ooh. And they're not all necessarily going to go, yes, sir, and genuflect and fall in line, but they're going to go, oh, he means business.
Yeah. So they're either going to get with the program or they're going to get better about sidestepping the program, which is still kind of a solution.
Right.
Because it's piss poor performance is like cancer, dude. It just spreads. And if people can get away with it, dude, they will trick more people into it. Hey, man, fucking, let's leave at lunch. I got a lot of people who are just like, fucking, let's leave at lunch.
Yep. So if I find people that have a really bad attitude, somebody that's bringing the team down, somebody that's always a problem, I get real aggressive and I get rid of them immediately.
You have to, man. That shit is so bad for the community, for morale, and it's a problem that needs to be nipped in the bud fucking right away.
But you're right, it spreads.
Yeah.
And it spreads quick. In the military, it's dissension in the ranks.
Yeah. Oh,
right.
Yeah.
That's the military term, dissension in the ranks. Boy, you better get out ahead of that, or they'll all turn on you and there'll be a fucking mutiny.
Yeah. Yeah. Like quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we don't want to do fucking 1-year deployments. We're gonna take this motherfucker over.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look at a lot of historical figures, all of them had different styles. Like obviously Machiavelli was.
Was it like 1700s for Machiavelli?
I think it was before that.
Really?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
But he ruled like that, like Iron Fist.
So Machiavelli wrote the leadership book to get back in the good graces. I want to say the Italian ruling family. He was
really.
I forget what his position was, but he wrote that as a leadership guide for them to regain their favor.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you want to look at like Julius Caesar.
Oh yeah.
Julius Caesar, and a lot of these kind of old school historical figures then get kind of crazy with the executions. I think people are getting tired of their shit and they start to act up and they start to execute them. But he was, a master psychologist.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And like even modern day, like Putin.
Yeah.
Putin is psychological warfare.
So his people will ride and die for him.
Oh yeah.
They here in the West we look at it one way. They look at it like fucking this dude's word is gospel. Like we're gonna ride and die with this motherfucker. Mm-hmm. The only reason we don't like it is because he rules like that. He controls like that. Like his people are fucking bought into his program.
Yeah.
Not like Kim Jong-un where they have to be.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers have a choice and they're just like, we're riding with you.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, man, that dude's a fucking gangster.
Oh,
he's ex-KGB or whatever. I mean, like, that motherfucker's done some things.
And he really doesn't care.
No.
And it's funny because people are always like, oh, Donald Trump and Putin. Putin is like a quiet Donald Trump.
Yeah,
like
he had Twitter.
Trump's just loud and crazy and all that shit's out there and he kind of doesn't give a fuck, but Putin really is like...
Putin really doesn't give a fuck.
Yet.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck.
No fucks here.
Yeah. He's a fucking thug, man. He's but I'm not gonna lie, man. Like sometimes you fucking need that. Sometimes you need a motherfucker who's gonna say, you know what? Fuck everybody. You got a problem? Let's go. Yeah. Let's run it. Like fuck, dude. Like, okay. Yeah. But you need that. Like we can't just roll as Americans. Like you need strong leadership. Your person who's running the fucking world running your countries, has got to be a fucking gangster. He or she, whoever it is, cannot be a fucking pushover. They can't be bought. They can't you need a motherfucker who's gonna tell everybody like, fuck you.
They got to be willing to do some shit, and they got to be willing to do. That's probably another thing to talk about with leaders. Sometimes you got to do the hard, terrible shit. You got to do shit you don't want to do. Sometimes you got to fire people you don't want to fire. You got to have hard conversations with people. You got to let people down. I let people down every day.
Yeah.
I screw things up, and I'll say it to people, man, I fucked this up.
Yeah.
Or, hey, I can't get to that. Or hey, dude, what are you doing? Or, like, people that you get friendly with, and they do something, I got to check them. It's never fun, and it's never a fun conversation.
Fun, and I feel like sometimes they take it wrong. They take it like you're coming down on them. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, maybe I am. Maybe I am harder on you because you're my friend and I want you to do better. But if you're going to be my friend, you got to be the one. You got to be the example. You got to be the leader.
Well, yeah, if you want to maybe take my position over someday.
Yeah. I'll groom you. I'll fucking help you.
Yeah, I got no problem with it.
Yeah.
But that's probably one of the things people ask me all the time. Well, what's the worst part about being a superintendent? I go, managing personalities.
Because you got a lot.
I got 120 personalities on my job site, and I interact with a lot of them, and I got to manage all of them, and they all got a different.
And you got to think. Something. You got to think too. Every day is different.
Right.
Every day, like it's not all sunshines and butterflies for everybody. Like you have a bad day at home. You have a bad day in traffic. You have a bad news. Like your personality could change day to day based on what the fuck you're dealing with. Well,
and as a leader, like you kind of have to pack your shit aside.
Yeah, you're not allowed to be down.
No, you're not. You're out there, you're the face of that, and if you interact with your team every day and all that kind of stuff, I can tell. If I come in and I'm like, fuck, all this, the whole mood in the room changes real quick. And then everybody's like, what's going on?
Well, I on a small level, like with JJ, I say, your attitude dictates my mood.
Uh-huh.
Like, if you're having a bad day, then I'm going to act accordingly. We're having a bad day.
Yep.
Like, it's like that. Like, and a lot of people might not understand that, but even, like, when you get into fights and things, it's like, this is going to dictate how I run with this.
Yep.
Like, okay, you start, ready, go.
Yeah.
But it can be a problem.
Well, but I tell people all the time, you set the tone.
Yeah.
And I will rise to your tone.
Yeah, I'm coming. Yeah, here we go.
If we want to talk like this, I've had plenty of business conversations where somebody fucks something up or I fuck something up. We talk like this, like you said. They came with a solution.
Right.
Hey, we screwed this up. We did this. We know we're probably going to get an email or a letter. It's probably not going to be the greatest thing in the world. We fucked it up.
Yeah.
It's business.
Thanks for telling me.
And then I've had people come at me aggressively, and I go, okay. If you
Yeah.
If you want to have a conversation or a boxing match, I will do either one you want. You go ahead and set the tone.
Yeah, 100%.
I know my facts, and I know how to fight with my facts.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and that's the thing too is how do you argue that on the other side? Like, no, that's not my fault. Like, okay, whose fault is it? Yeah,
but that's
who are you gonna blame next?
But it's like strategy. So you can't fight facts.
No,
that's another statement that one of my mentors has said with me all the time. They can't fight facts. So that's part of the strategy is come in knowing what the problem is, knowing what the solution is. If I know more than what you know, then this conversation is going to go real easy. And I got a couple foremen on my job site right now, and they're like, "Hey, Jack, we got a problem." I go, "Is it about this?" And they're like, "Oh, you know already." I go,
It's your job to know.
And they go, "Well, what about?" And I go, "That too. Yep, that's wrong." And this, and they're like, "Fuck."
Well, I tell people, like, it's not my job to micromanage you. It's my job to have an answer when I get a question from my boss.
Yeah.
And it's your job to give me answers when you know you fucked up. Or ask me for advice. Ask me for help. I'm here to help.
Yeah.
But if you ignore that, like I got my hand out all the time. If you ignore that, okay, I can't help you. If you don't want to be helped, I've had people like, I don't need your fucking help. I'm like, all right, cool.
Okay, you're that type?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. And I'm not saying that I'm fucking God's gift to sales, but I've been doing something right to get where I am.
Yeah.
It's not that I just lucked into this fucking position. It didn't fall into my fucking lap.
No.
Like, I've been fucking grinding, man. Like, I didn't just start yesterday. Like, I've been at the bottom. I've been you. How do you get to where I am? You ask fucking questions.
Right.
So, I've been trying to help these kids, but they're not having it.
No, and you bring up a good point. Is are leaders born or are leaders made?
So, I think you can be a natural born leader. I think that at a very young age, you could have that personality where kids want to be around you and they would follow you and all the things. But I feel like you have to adapt as you grow. Because as you become older, everybody's opinions change.
Yep.
Their desires change. Everything changes. And if you can't adapt to stay relevant to that, they're going to find somebody else.
So I think that's a key thing that you said. The first thing you said is your personality.
Yeah.
So I've always been outspoken.
Huh?
I've always been a leader growing up. So when we had like a school project or when they put you in a group in class, I was always the group leader.
Yeah.
And everybody kind of turned and looked at me. I'm like, I'll take it.
Yeah, you got it, yeah.
And I think part of that is I'm kind of a loudmouth. I'm kind of a class clown. I got a personality where I'm not afraid of public speaking.
Yeah.
I have a bigger personality than the person I am. And I think that personality can take you different places, right? Are you gonna be a stand-up comedian?
Yeah.
Are you going to be a leader? Are you going to be whatever you're going to be? But I think you need to have the personality type where you're vocal.
Yeah.
There's some commonalities there.
Yeah, like the guy who's the life of the party.
Yeah.
Has got that kind of personality. The guy that you're always talking about, like, oh man, we had such a good time with so and so. That guy is captivating. That guy can hold your attention,
right,
and have you talk about him later.
Right.
Like my boss always said, I could tell when I was doing a good job when that dude and his wife are in bed talking about how much fun they had with me and my wife.
Right.
Like we're in. So that's a fucking measurement. Like if people talk about you after you're gone, after the fact, like you made an impression.
Right. But I think the personality is a tiny part of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that go into it.
I think how you're raised has a big influence on it. And that's why I say, like, you and I have, our dads are almost interchangeable.
Yeah.
And my dad was a very different leader than I was. My dad was always a leader, but my dad was a screaming, angry, it's my way or no fucking way superintendent.
Well, and back in that time, you had to be that way.
Oh, yeah. He'd get in fights on his job site. He was like the alpha lion. He'd come home and his knuckles would be all bloody. And I go, what happened? He goes, someone disagreed with me today.
Yeah.
I'm like, so you beat him up in the parking lot? And he was like, that's how we do it, son. And I'm like,
hey, do you want to take this further? It's always a question, like, hey, there's a parking lot over there.
But he'd show up on the job site, and he was a nice guy, and he's funny, and he's loud, and if you guys met my dad and hung out with him, you'd fucking love him in a second. But, like, back in the day when he was in his prime, he'd go out drinking with you, and then he'd knock your fucking dick in the dirt. Like, And he was one of those types. It's like, fucking A, it's my way or no way. Let's go.
Yeah.
How do you want to solve it? And if you just went, you know what? I'll take care of it. He goes, that's probably a good idea.
It's probably the smartest thing you've said lately.
Probably what you should do. And they would go do it. And if you wanted to brawl with him, he'd brawl with you. And then he'd dust you off and he'd go, okay.
Yeah.
Put 2 tampons up your nose and stop the bleeding, and now go do what I fucking told you.
Yeah. Same place, different outcome.
But that's a big thing I learned from him is like I didn't want to be that explosive, and his fuse was always lit type deal. He's calmed down a lot, and the senior you hear on the podcast is very different from senior we've seen in a lot of situations.
He's very calm. He's got grandchildren, all 3 granddaughters that he loves, and he doesn't have to be that guy anymore.
No, but that was his leadership style. But outside of that, he has that big personality.
Yeah.
He's the life of the party.
Yeah.
He's the guy that you talk about afterwards, like, oh my God, Jack Sr. was this and all. So he kind of had that natural personality. Yeah. And so you make a good point. People are drawn to him.
Right.
And if somebody's drawn to you and has a genuine interest, you can start talking to him. Like we've laughed about you starting a cult.
Yeah. But that's how it is, because you have to draw people in.
Yeah, and you have that personality type. Well, you'll draw them in, and then once you got them, you could be like, this is great. Hey, can you go take care of that for me?
Yeah.
And then they start doing this, and they start doing that, and you slowly start to have that influence. And like, I don't doubt that you could have a cult here in, 2 months. They clean your bird shit up for you.
Hey guys, we're going to have a pool party this week.
I need you to take care of some of this.
Tidy this up a little bit.
But, I mean, we could probably sit here and talk about this for hours, but like, I listened to Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink, and that, if you were trying to find a good leadership book, The Prince by Machiavelli is a heavy read because of when it was written and how it's been translated. It's The Art of War by Sun Tzu is a good one, but the real nice thing that Jocko did is he taught you a lesson and then talked about a real life situation where he utilized that while he was a Navy SEAL. Right. So you go, and you can correlate it. And he does a lot of public speaking and leadership seminars and all that kind of stuff. But ownership, extreme ownership. If there's a problem and you're the leader, his big thing is it's your fault.
Yeah, it's always your fault. And you have to understand that as soon as you get into a position like that, it is your fault.
Yeah. I'll never forget, we had a meeting on one of my job sites. There was like 15 superintendents. And our lead superintendent, who's been a mentor of mine, great leader, great superintendent, very smart guy. He goes, let me break it down for you guys. Everything is your fault.
Yeah.
And it's like 6 a.m. and we're all like laughing and joking and looking at each other. We go, what?
Yeah.
He goes, everything's your fault. We're like, well, what if this guy didn't write the RFI? He said, did you follow up with him?
Right.
Did you clearly explain what the problem was?
Yeah.
Did you set your expectations? And he would start drilling you with questions. You're like, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
And we were throwing hypotheticals. So like, well, what if the project manager doesn't get a change order signed? He goes, did you follow up with the project manager? Did you look at the change order yourself? Did you do this? Did you
follow up? Yeah.
Yeah, and he started he would just peck at you at your kind of ideas you were throwing out. He would just turn them into dust, and you go, yep, you're right. It isn't my fault.
Yeah, 100%.
And if you start to learn that and get in the mentality of, as a leader, everything's my fault, then you will start to plan for it. You will start
to do those checks. Yeah, 100%.
But you'll do this stuff ahead of time.
Yeah.
So you're not falling over yourself, or you don't have to sit there and think about it. And like you said, I'm not going to ask you a question unless I know the answer. 100%. I'm not gonna come into something blind. I'm not just gonna be like, whoa, what did happen, guys? Oh, I didn't know. That. That doesn't work for a leader. You don't have the opportunity to do that.
No. Yeah.
And it's a hard role. I love being a leader.
Being in charge is not where you want to be.
No.
Not ever. Everybody's like, oh, the money's great and all this shit. And I'm like, it's really, not that much crazier than what you get. And I work more hours, and I work weekends, and I got night shifts, and I got all kinds of shit I got to do. I'm 24/7.
Oh, I dream about this stuff.
It follows you for your whole life.
It does, but I own it. Yeah. And I'm very passionate about it, and I want everybody to succeed.
Right.
I don't want anybody to fail. I don't want to have problems on my job site. I don't want to have problems in my teams. I don't want to have it. I don't want to have any of those issues. I know they're going to come up, and I work. That's probably the hardest part about being the leader,
Right.
is working those personalities and manipulating those people. And it's not, I'm not grooming somebody to do something
Right.
illegal or wrong. It's just manipulating them. And if this guy has a problem with this guy, how do I get them to both share their piece and then both calm down and then figure out what the solution is, and then how can I get them to work through that
Right.
without having to exchange emails and back charges and cost and money? Like, is there an amicable way that we can work through this solution?
Yeah.
But you got to slog through all that mud until
Right.
you get to that point, and then go, okay, guys, now we're here.
Yeah.
You've spoken your piece. I've spoken mine. What do we do moving? How do we move forward together?
Right.
And I think that's another good sign of a leader, is like building a team. Everybody has a part of this.
Yeah. Well, I need you bought in.
Oh, I need you about 100%.
100%.
And I think in the new modern age, especially with like the younger folks coming in, a lot of them are really trepidatious. They don't necessarily want to go, oh yeah, we're going to do this.
Right.
And you have to kind of like, it's like mama bird. You
Yeah.
got to kind of push them out of the nest.
Right.
And it's like, let's just get you to test the waters, but
Yeah.
this is how you need to, this is what you need to do moving forward. I need you to I don't need you to be a subject matter expert in all this, but
Right.
I need you to feel comfortable going, fuck it, and
Yeah.
taking that
Yeah,
step
I got
and
it.
like,
I
I got
got
it,
it. Yeah.
or try. I
Right.
need you to fucking try.
Right.
And I'll give you all the tools to help you,
Huh?
but you need to try. And I need to
100%.
see you do that.
Yeah. Try and fail. Try and fail, because
yeah.
I've done it 1,000 times.
Well, but that's the thing too. Fail.
It's
What do you? How do you? I want to see you fail, because I want to see what do you do with failure.
Yeah. Do you put your head down and get defeated, or
Mm-hmm.
do you fucking say, you know what? I learned from that.
Yeah.
Everything is a learning opportunity. I learned so much from failing.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. I can't tell you how many times I've failed.
Oh, dude.
Like, I've lost deals. I've lost money. I've lost this. I've lost that. I've fucked things up before. I don't do it anymore because I know now.
Yeah, I screwed stuff up last week.
Yeah, but you have to do that. You have to make mistakes in life to learn from them. Like, I tell everybody, like, life lessons are taught hard.
Oh yeah.
You just have to figure it out. Like, there's some things that you absolutely have to go through as a person to then understand that your parents are right.
Right, and
Like, you're never going to just understand, like, oh, well, they were right. Like, no, you got to fuck that thing up that they told you you're going to fuck up. And then you're like, you know what, man? My dad said I was going to do that.
Yep.
And I did it.
I did it. Look what happened.
Yeah.
Exactly what he fucking
Yeah,
said.
exactly. And then it's like, fuck. And now I got to go tell him. Eat
that
crow. Yeah. You're eating crow, man. And that's just part of life.
But that's so, our first episode, that's why I hate fucking participation trophies. Because you just tell people, if everybody's a winner and no one's a loser, you don't learn anything from that.
What's the point of winning? What's the point of playing? What's the point of trying?
What's the point of trying?
What's the point of trying?
I'm just gonna fucking fumble through it.
Yeah,
and I'll be okay.
Yeah, I'll still get to the end. I'll still graduate. I'll still do this. I'll still do that. I'll still whatever. This world is not designed to be easy. And,
No.
and the top 1% are the top 1% because they don't believe that average is okay. Mm-hmm. Like, just making do is not okay.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I've never been. I've always been an individual. I guess you could say. None of it. Somebody will say, "Oh, none of us are really individuals," but I've always been an individual.
Yeah.
I like my things. I like my style. I seek out things. I've always been an individual, so I've always liked something different. I've liked to be out ahead. I've liked to, if other people like what I like, come with me. But I've always been one of those people that's reaching for stuff and is not afraid to, like, let's go do this.
Right.
Let's do this. Let's try this. And I have some friends that are like, I don't ever want to do that. I just want to be a follower. And that's okay. If that's what you want to be.
If that's what you want to do, if you have zero desire to be out in the front lines, let's say, that's fine.
Yeah.
But you can't complain about the leadership that you have if you're not willing to change it.
Right.
So,
Right.
it's part of life lessons, man. You gotta fucking you have to fucking try.
Right.
Like, I understand that more now than ever. because I've always been like, oh, well, my boss is this or my boss is that, and were they this and that? Maybe. But as a leader, like now I'm like, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to not, like, if you call me and I can't answer your question, I don't want to be like, fucking, you figure it out. We're going to figure it out together because I don't know, clearly.
Right.
And I need to know because I'll get this question again for sure.
Right. And you brought up you made a funny statement earlier. You don't want to micromanage people. I don't want to micromanage people because another good sign of a good leader is you are always training your replacement.
Right.
And it doesn't matter if it's the brand new fucking guy that just showed up.
Yeah.
And you got 15 years experience. Yeah. And you're going to be here for another 10 years.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily that kid that just walked through the front door is going to take my job.
Right.
But I am going to start to train everyone underneath me to see what I do. And that's another good sign of a good leader is, look, I'm not afraid of you coming for my job.
No. And if you're not ready to take my job, I can't get promoted.
Right.
Like, and if my job's available, hopefully it's because I got promoted.
Right.
But I need somebody with confidence to be like, this kid's ready. I can leave this job in this kid's hands or this person's hands or whatever. They're ready.
Well, and the sign of a bad leader is a micromanager.
Because they're afraid of losing their job to somebody.
Right.
I'm excited to get a job opportunity that I can then pass my job to because I don't want to fucking live here forever.
No.
I want to be able to be like, you know what? I've trained you to do my job. You can do it. I'm very confident in that. And I'm going to move up because my boss doesn't want to stay where he's at. He wants to move up. The whole goal of this game that we are playing is to be at the fucking top.
100%.
And if you're not growing, you're dying. Like you got to keep fucking hustling. You got to keep moving. You got to keep learning. And if you're like, I really don't care, then I'm not going to spend my time training you to take my position if you never care to take it.
Right, but you're like me. I love when I teach somebody something and they do it and they nail it.
Yeah, 100%. That means I'm a good teacher.
That means I'm a good teacher, but I am more happy for them than I am ever happy for me.
Well, it's like shooting pigs for you. Like when you watch other people shoot pigs, you're fucking ecstatic.
Stoked. Yeah. But I love when I train somebody on my team to do something and they nail it.
Right.
And I'm like,
that's a good sign of leadership.
But I'm like, sweet, you know how to do that now.
Yeah, you're the go-to now.
Now you're a go-to.
You're the subject matter expert, and when your subordinates ask you how to do it, I hope that you're training them.
Right.
I hope that people are passing down the knowledge because a lot of the old guys, they never did.
Right.
That's my knowledge. I'm not going to fucking tell you how I did it.
Yeah, I don't want you taking my job.
Yeah. No, and they have that old school mentality, man. But now, if I can train you to do something that I used to have to do, because honestly, at the end of the day, dude, it's taking it off of my plate. I don't have to fucking do it. I'm super stoked when somebody's like, I'll write up that quote. I'm like, here you go. Yes. Fucking thank you. Now I can answer this other phone call and not have to worry about that one thing.
But that's being strategic as a leader. Like a big thing you have is
you gotta surround yourself with good people.
But you got to be strategic.
Yeah.
Okay, if I have to do all this stuff right now.
Yeah.
But if you guys don't have that big a workload and I start training you this, I can let go of this, and then I can let go of this, and I can start looking at this.
Yeah.
And we can start, there's a lot of people that have a problem with delegation. That's a good leadership quote.
Yeah.
And it's something I've had to learn to do, and you just got to go, I need you to do this, and I need to have the faith in you that you can do this, but it's my job as a leader to have trained you how to do that. And always the first time's like, here you go. And a lot of times, they nail it.
Good.
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
What do they say? You worry about, like
90% of things
that never happen.
7% of the time it happens, and 3% of the time it's not even as bad as you thought it would be.
Right. So I'm
like those stats are like, what are you worried for?
Oh, and I'm living in the 90%.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
And then just like you said, you give it to them and they nail it.
Yeah,
and you
they nail
go,
it. Yeah.
But then I kind of kick myself in the ass and I go, I should have had so much more confidence in this person. Right. I know I've trained them. I know they're competent. I know that. So I think being a leader is kind of getting over that.
Yeah.
And it's a double-edged sword, though. Also, like you said, it's not like, oh, you said something like, oh, well, just figure it out. This is your problem. It's no.
That is piss poor leadership. And I've had that where it's just like fucking, hey, go figure it out.
I'm just dump it on you.
I like in Sicily we had these cannons that would scare the birds away. Mm-hmm. And they're like, go fix it. Like, I don't know the first thing about it. Is there a manual?
Cannon?
How yeah, dude, it was like an air cannon.
Is it loaded?
No. But it shoots out an airburst.
Okay.
And it scares birds. And I was like, I don't know the first thing about these fucking things. You'll figure it out. Don't come back until you do. I'm like, I'm not an engineer. I didn't build this. You don't have
not
any instructions.
mechanic.
I'm not anything. Like I'm a dude. Like I direct airplanes.
I'm pretty
like,
sure you didn't go, hang on, hey Siri, how do I fix this fucking bird cannon?
And in Sicily, I had a flip phone.
Yeah.
So, so there was none
This
of
is
that.
pre-Siri days.
This was, this was probably 2011, 2012, and we were in the thick of some things, man. And but an iPhone over there was expensive. It was fucking, it's euros. And when I was over there, it was like $1.70
per year.
Per euro. Yeah, and I was like, no, buying shit. I mean, I figured it out eventually, but then it was, okay, now go fix the rest. And I'm like, So, like, it's things like that make you not want to excel or stand out, because then it's you get all the shit then.
Yes.
So there's a fine line, man. And if you have a good leader, and they ask you to do something and you want to do it for them, that's great. If you have a shitty leader who asks you to do something and then you figure it out somehow, and then they put you in charge of all the rest who had different issues, it's never the same fucking thing.
Nope.
That's piss poor leadership.
Yeah.
Like, call maintenance. There's somebody whose job it is to fix those fucking things, not mine.
And the sad thing is that it doesn't matter how high up you are, you always have a boss.
Always.
And
unless you start your own thing.
Unless you start your own thing.
Yeah.
But then you always have a leader, and you will always run into these personality types.
100%. So here's the thing about people who suck at their jobs. They're very good at talking themselves up.
Yep.
And if you get high enough in a job and you can hide behind a lot of layers, they will never find out how bad you are. And that's your higher ups in your company, and you can't get rid of those guys.
Yep. And
they got a fucking dog on that one. Like, they got to fuck that shit up.
Yeah. And it's a bummer
Yeah.
when you get in that position.
It is.
And you have somebody over you doing that, especially when you start to get up in kind of like higher positions like you and I are.
Yeah.
I've been very lucky, the organization where I'm at, where we have a lot of like top class guys. The folks that are above me in the leadership positions now, we've got a lot of like I can't say enough good things about top brass.
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot of folks on the way, and I've seen them slowly get weeded out, and it
takes time sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, like, a lot longer than you would hope. But sometimes, man, like, you're like, oh, they found out. They figured it out. Somebody's paying attention. Took a long time, probably building the case, because paperwork is a motherfucker. You have to have backup on backup, especially in California.
Oh, yeah.
But you got to have records, and you got to keep a log. And I think by the time that the uppers figure it out and start building, it's years later.
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't know. What do you say, man? You think we're good with this one, or what?
I think we've led this to a conclusion.
Did we lead this one right off a cliff?
We did. But big thing, check in on your friends.
Yes, please.
We all have folks that are going through different things. We've all been going through different things, and life gets hectic as, Jerett and I used to hang out all the time, but we haven't seen each other hardly in the last month.
Yeah.
But life comes at you fast. There's a lot of stuff that happens, but check in on your friends,
Text them, call them, something.
Oh, yeah. And if your friends are in a leadership position and you don't work for them, they're fucking lonely.
Yeah. Oh, because you're lonely at the top. That's
That's
the best saying on the planet. You're lonely at the top.
But check in on those folks. If they're a buddy of yours, they're in the tough role and all that, like, check in on them, because like we said, like, they don't get to talk about their day. They don't get to have bad days. So they compartmentalize that stuff and put it away.
Because they have to.
They have to.
Like, and that's the thing too, is you don't want to come home and drown your wife in your shit.
No.
But if you get a beer with your buddy and hang out, that's so fucking stress reliever, bro. Like, so reach out to your friends and go grab a beer, have a drink, have lunch, have something, do something. Get in touch with your friends, because I promise, like, I like, lately I've been finding out a lot of things that are going wrong in close people in my life, and I'm like, it's just more common now because we're getting older.
Yeah.
That people are finding out health things as you get older, and I don't like it, man. But they have to be willing to talk to you about it, and that's the thing is just if you are open and honest with them, they will be open and honest with you. So do your best to lay your shit out there too.
Yeah, be willing to listen.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just gotta let people talk.
Yeah. Yeah. Just listen.
Yeah, just shut up.
Yeah.
They'll get to. a lot of people will resolve a lot of stuff if they just talk themselves through it. You just have to be there and go, oh, man, nod your head and be present, and they'll get there.
Yeah, I talked to fucking Jesse for like 40 minutes today, and I was like, I ended it with, you good? Everything else good? We talked work, we talked life, and, I get, a lot of these guys are my friends. So I get these work calls, and it's a friend of mine calling, and at first we talk work. And then once that starts to fade, I know that I've got solutions to problems that they have. Then we start to move to like family and kids and things like that. And then towards the end, I'm like, all right, man, well, how are you? How's this? How's that? And it's that little transition that you need to make that really goes a long way. Yep. Because you don't call me and talk to me for 40 minutes if your day's all sunshine. Like,
yeah, we don't talk about good times.
Yeah, no. Like, you just fucking, hey, man, like, if you get a phone call, like, and I hate talking on the phone, but if you get a phone call, imagine that I'm in sales, but if you get a phone call and it's somebody that you know, man, and you talk for a long time in circles about nothing, pry.
Yeah, they're trying to get to somewhere.
Yeah, pry. Pry a little bit, man, and don't be pushy. Don't be fucking too much, but a little nudge, man. A little, hey, how's this, man? Hey, how's that? Like, hey, I did this thing, and this was my outcome, and this was my thing. And how about you, man? Have you ever done that? Like, there's subtle ways to do it. Don't just be like, hey, man, how fucked up is your life? Make me feel better. Like, no, man, don't do that, man. But share, man, and communicate, because as soon as you let your guard down and they see that, they will let their guard down.
Yeah, and sometimes they're waiting for a prompt.
Yeah,
they want you to 100%. Lead them into the conversation. 100%. Don't be afraid to do it.
Yeah, be a leader.
Yes, sir.
All right, on that note, I've been Jerett.
I've been Jack.
And this has been Shadow Wisdom Podcast, and you motherfuckers are welcome.